This box is oozing with new technology. Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We are a YouTube channel dedicated to smartwatches, smartwatch technology, and today, LEMFO Inside. Whoa! Hi everybody. That is not a front-facing camera. That's actually the watch. Inside this box, here we go, is a really amazing, absolutely amazing device. We are going to be talking a lot about this. We're going to be doing a quick unboxing and first look to give you a feel for this so you can get yours on order. And then several more incremental videos covering a variety of things. So, first of all, what is it? It is the LEMFO LEMX, and it is amazing. Let's go over here, talk about it first. AliExpress, their official store, as well as Amazon official store. I'll have links for both down in the show notes for you to pick this up. They are carrying the LEMFO LEMX. It's an Android 7.1. It uses 4G technology for data communications. It's got a 2.03-inch screen and 900 milliamp hour batteries and a true 8 megapixel camera. Says it all right there, but in case you didn't see it, I'm going to go through it again. Here's the overall specs, and they're listed here. It says battery capacity greater than 450 milliamp hours, and there's something going on where like they got double of them in. Anyway, they got a true 900 milliamp hour battery, so it should give you good life. The screen is brand new technology, the largest we've ever seen. More things. The screen itself is 640 by 590, okay. It's a MediaTek device, meaning we'll be tethering to the WiiWatch, the WiiWatch app, which needs some improvement. We all agree with that. Here it's calling it a 5 megapixel camera, but folks, it's actually 8. It's got 16 gigabytes of onboard storage, and yes, a full 1 gigabyte of RAM running with the MTK6739 processor. And oh, did I mention Android 7.1.1? Yeah, 0.1. All sorts of amazing improvements. If you've watched in the past, you've heard me kind of steer a little bit away from Android 6 and Android 7 as not being stable yet. Well, 7.1.1, you're going to see optimized for the watch, optimized to work really, really well. There's everything repeated again, the important stuff, and the fact that it's IP67 waterproof. That means you can get it underwater, not hot water, don't push the button, all the standard things apply. But you can swim with it and take a cold shower if you need to. It also has removable bands, as you're about to find out. So really a lot going for this device. And it's fully supported, listen up, it's fully supported for any kind of watch support by the folks at the Round Android Watches Pro Boards forum. Yeah, that means if you've got questions, you've got comments, and you've got concerns, without even making up a login for yourself, you can go in read-only mode and study up on this or any of the other watches. But this time, with LEMFO, the Round Android Watches Pro Boards folks are fully in compliance and support with this LEMX. If you don't want to remember all that, just remember this, tinyurl.com/watch support. Take you to exactly the same place, and you'll get whatever kind of support you want from a team of people dedicated to working with smartwatches, including the new firmware download for this watch, which is why you're only seeing it now, even though I've had it almost a month. I'm sorry, I am. But I just couldn't do it until we got the final firmware, and it's just been flashed to this watch. Okay, also, you want to take a look at Android watches in the tiny URL. That's something I maintain with lots of files and goodies in there, including recommended apps and a table of all different Android watches on the market, all kinds of things. And you also want to tie into Round Android Watches, which is maintained by these same folks for new custom watch faces that are being designed for Round Android Watches. And as you'll see, we're going to need some new watch faces that take advantage of the unique design of the LEMX, which we're going to get into. I know! Somebody wrote, it took him 16 minutes before he even turned the darn thing on. Yes, it does. You're not going to find reviews like this anywhere else. Nobody draws it out like me. Inside the box, remember I said these are removable. They don't have the easy remove thing, but you can like get in there with a, standard, however you take bands off of your watches, pop it out, put the little pin back in here, and switch to a leather band. Yeah, you've got the dress band to go with the watch and the TPU sports band to go with the watch. Awesome. Okay. In addition to that, you've got yourself a little shoe polish when you're wearing... No, okay. It's for cleaning the screen. Yep, you've got one of those. You've got your screen protector. And those of you who have watched know that I'm not really supportive of screen protectors. To me, they just slow things down and sometimes get a sluggish feel to them. But you can do that if you want. Be careful you don't get any bubbles underneath it. This one has a little protector on it right now, which I'm going to remove because I don't really use those. Finally, we have the user's manual in here in English for the LEMFO LEMX, and they are proud of it, putting their full name on there. Let's take a look at it on screen so you can freeze frame it and review it if you like. Shows you how you hook up the charging cable. That's not in the box. I'm so sorry. I'll pull over the charging cable and show it to you. But yeah, I've been using it. In fact, I just used it to flash this watch with the new firmware. Here's some more pages with information. I'm not reading this along with you right now, but if there's things in here that I don't cover in the review, you can definitely check it out here. Most of the time, and I think it's true at this one, the manuals are not online. So you can't really go and download them. I wish they were. Some watch companies do that. But if it's not, you still can check it out here by just freeze framing the YouTube, taking a look. Okay, the wire. Let me get the wire for you. There you go. Standard 4-pin, 2 magnets, couples right onto the back in a T pattern. It's... wow. This is one heavy watch. Yeah, we'll do measurements and weight, and it's actually able to hold the watch. So we've got really strong magnetic coupling on here. And by the way, if you happen to be the proud owner of a LEMFO LEM4 Pro, you'll find that the same exact charger works right here too, as well. They look pretty similar, don't they? I mean, a lot of you guys are going for this one, the big rectangular screen, and now we've got this nice large round screen for the big format watches. And that brings us to the elephants in the room. We've got 2 of them. Get over it already. I have, when I first got this and I put it on, let's start it and I'll continue talking. Of course I'll continue talking. I'm Mr. Ticks. LEMFO. When I first put this on, and I looked at the size of this, I went, no way. This is really a big watch. And then I happened to be strolling through Walmart and I noticed, oh my gosh, there's... Don't ever talk over the opening logo. Yes, I've learned that. When you go to Walmart, you look at some of the watches that they're selling. Fashion watches for women, they're the same size as this one. So, hey, it's a large watch, and you can get over it because it really is cool. It's all right. It definitely is a man's watch. I think ladies would have really fun. If you wear those big glasses, the sunglasses with cover half your face, and this watch and some really cool shoes, you might be able to make a fashion statement with it. Otherwise, it's a large watch. So play with that. We're just starting it up after being flashed. So the first things you get when you're going to get your brand new watch are that opening screen to choose your language, this page where you can choose the parameters for all of the fitness stuff, and then it's going to go into the tethering for the app, a QR code you can scan to download it, but we have the link to it in the show notes. You can go directly to the Play Store, the WII Watch app, and then waits for connection, and you connect it with the QR code, and you're good to go. Or you can postpone that and do it later. Wow! And when it comes back into this watch face. Now, the second elephant. You can't see it on this watch face, but I think you can on this one. You see the little black at the bottom? Although it's well hidden because the way it's shaded, a lot of these watch faces kind of camouflage it. This is what they call a flat tire. Get over it already. It's not that big a deal on this watch. Honestly, it's pretty cool. Okay, let's play with this one at the same time. See the flat tire, see the bubbles coming up from the flat tire there. It's something that's allowing them to get edge-to-edge screen technology in this large 2.03-inch watch. Don't go away. I got to set the timeout longer. And it's going to be there, but after you use it a little while, it's like it's supposed to be part of it. And it happens to be what all of the Android Wear type watches use. The Galaxy things, the LG, they all had the little flat tire there. So you're walking around with your really big watch on. Everybody's going to think you've got the newest Android Wear thing since all of them are coming out. Anyway, big watch, flat tire, that's fine. If you can live with it, I sure can. But look at what else you can do. You can... Come back here. You can pop bubbles. You ever been able to do this on a watch face before? You're looking at an integrated live wallpaper combined with watch technology. I can see all of you custom watchmakers out there drooling. Well, drool on, because I want to show you the second custom watch face they have in there. Did you see that background that disappeared? At first I went, oh man, it's not there. I wanted to see fancy colors flowing around there. And pardon my embarrassment, but I actually had to ask LEMFO, what happened to the file that was there for, it didn't get moved over. And said, sure, just touch the screen. Touch the screen and see what happens. And I did. And well, I've been in ecstasy ever since. If you like to zone out, whoops, I'm already getting into other parts of it. And, if you got meetings to go to, whatever, you kind of got to do it and not move at the same time. It's a little tricky. But you can bring up this colored background, which is like smoke, that's just going to dissipate and expand all over the screen. That's another one of the watch faces. So while we're at it, we'll take a look at a few of the others. There, you got a feel for the flat tire, and you got a feel for the edge-to-edge screen. Live with it. I'm sorry, what else can I tell you? You can, fill it in? No, you can't. It's going to be part of this, but they're designed so that none of the important information that you need is going to be hidden down there. There's wow! I was going to say, this is a watch face we've seen on a lot of watches, but I've never seen it twirl like that. They've really gotten sophisticated, and it might be part of the Android 7.1 that 7.1.1 that's implemented on here. Cool, isn't it? The hands twirl, and then the whole face kind of wobbles or vibrates or does something as you switch it. You're just going to want to stand in line at the movie theater and change watch faces while people casually look a block and a half away at your really good-sized watch, right? Honestly, I like the size. Look at my tiny little arm. I'm like a 7-year-old. It works for me. It works for me more than any of the other watches that I've got because I really enjoy being with a large Android watch. It's just easy to see all the stuff on the screen. Oh yeah, and once you got it all set up, you can hit the plus sign, get into that server, download any of the watch faces we've seen before. It's the same server, same watch faces. I'm not on internet yet, of course, because I just turned it on. But they're all available for you there. All righty, let's keep moving. That's the watch face. I'm going to take it off a little easier to show you the layout. We've got one pretty colored button on the side and speakers right there, and you heard how loud it was when it booted up. On this side, we've got the 8 megapixel, true 8 megapixel side camera with a microphone there. The rest of it is case, and it's solid. You notice there's no bottom to take screws out of to get into it. there is a snap-off cover here with the heart rate monitor. It's a SIM open, and if you've got fingernails, and I clip mine, so let's see if I can get in there. You just simply, lift it up, and you've got the place to put your nano SIM. GSM, that's the network it needs to work on, which in the USA is AT&T or T-Mobile, and supposedly supports 4G. That's something we'll test in a future video. It's got kind of a seal around here to protect it from water intrusion, and they say it's IP67 waterproof, right? Just make sure, please make sure. Hello, make sure you have the cover snapped fully back on in the right position before you get this wet, okay? Don't want you to ruin your watch. If you do get water in this or any of the other watches, rice. Yeah, that's not the thing, you know, the RISE that you do if you've got an injury. The medical people know. That's RISE as in actually a bag of rice. Stick your watch in a bag of rice overnight and try to dry it off. But if there's water intrusion, it's water vapor that's going to hurt the watch. Put it in rice, let it sit there. Same with your phone. If you drop it in the toilet and it's not one of the new waterproof kind, dry it off, stick it in rice, and let all the water be absorbed by the rice. Don't eat the rice, unless you want to. You know, you can cook it, I guess. But anyway, use rice, and you'll be all right. Okay, so for those of you ready to go, look at the time marker right down here because everything else led up to now. Here's how the watch works. When you turn it on and you choose your watch face, you swipe down, you get one of these watch faces that's going to give you information about the battery power, date and time, whether you have a SIM card installed, and whether you're Bluetooth to your phone, okay? Slide over to the right, you get all these different things, which is where you can change the sound to quiet mode or to quiet mode off, meaning having audio. You can change the level of brightness of the screen from really low to medium to really good and bright. For outdoors use, we have to set it in medium for it to work for the video. This is the rotate your wrist, twist your wrist to light up the time. Airplane mode, cellular data, location services are these three, and then Bluetooth and Wi-Fi once you're on the Wi-Fi network. That's on the second panel over, okay? We've seen that before. That's a carryover from Android's 5.1 to 6 to 7 to 7.1, and it's here in 7.1.1. One more over to the right. You have this cleanup thing where you press it and it's going to clean up any of the background stuff and shut down background apps to extend your memory. And a music player here. If for installed music, 16 gigabytes in here, you can put a lot of music. And yes, it will tether to your Bluetooth headset too. So you can have your music on your watch and play it through your stereo headphones if you want to. This will be weather once we're on Wi-Fi and get it all set up. And that's the last tab across the top level. The middle level, off to this side, is notifications pushed from your phone once you're tethered to the WII Watch app. To the right, yeah, look at that. Yeah, you haven't seen that on anything Android, have you? Oh, yeah. We've got the Apple kind of thing. You know, we've got the squirrely list of all of the apps in a matrix, and your new apps will show up here as well. Yeah, that's the app drawer, which is more like a cluttered desktop. Love it. One more swipe to the right, gets you nowhere. Swipe up, gets you nowhere. Swipe down, yeah. To the left, yeah. Well, hard enough, I guess you can get back here. But you don't have anything else to the right of this other than the apps themselves. No, you're not forced to use this. When we get into looking at the system, you'll see that there's ways that you can shift that to a couple of other displays, but it's there. When you swipe up, you get into the new portrayal of fitness. We've seen this on the original 7, Android 7, where you have a weekly synopsis of your steps, the pedometer inside, counting your steps. You slide to the right, you get today's steps, today's distance in kilometers, and calories burned. And that's why it's so important to set your parameters at the very beginning. If you forgot, you can tap this little thing down here and set them again, okay? But that's the second screen when you boot up for the very first time, your language, and then it gets you into this. And you just confirm it. You can update that anytime you want. And nothing else down here, nothing else to the left, and those other pages to the right. So that's how the whole thing is laid out. All right, grab some more popcorn, because here we go. I'm going to go over first into settings. I'm going to get down here into display, and I'm going to give myself a little more breathing room so I don't have to talk so fast by sleeping it for up to 30 minutes. You also have brightness level control here that is right in the middle, and you can like scream it up really bright or really, really soft. So in addition to those 3 levels that you saw, you can set it to whatever level you like. Swiping it usually will take you back. Here's the app list. We're in a bubble. You also have an arc, okay? And the arc is going to look like this. Yeah, linear, 1 by 1, much easier to operate. Okay, and these are all the stock installed apps that come with it. I haven't put anything new in because we just unpacked it. Contacts, phone, and messaging all go with the SIM card that you're going to put in that will work on your network, hopefully. Settings we just took a quick look at. A stock browser, your downloads area, your basic calendar, which is just a regular monthly calendar, but real easy to read on this large screen. Clock is where you set your alarm clocks that you'd like to be notified for. Oh, here you go. Okay, getting into all of the settings. You can set the different days of the week to repeat or not, the time, give it a label. Pretty sophisticated. Notice I pushed the button to get back because sometimes the sliding doesn't work. The 8 megapixel camera. Do I have anything to look at? Oh, I'll look at the other watch. It's on the side. First of all, you can tell, look how sharp the picture is. You can see my freckles in here. Nice, huh? Let's take a picture. I don't have the watch on, darn. All right, well, we'll just take a picture anyway. There, took a picture, and now we're going to do a video. This is a short little video checking the audio and the picture quality of the LEMX smartwatch. And we stop that. And we do that because now, as you've seen in my other reviews, we like to analyze this. Here's the video, first of all. Now, typically the volume is set only halfway up. I hate to belabor this, but we really want to do this right. I'm going to bail out of here. I'm going to go back into System, Settings, because you're going to want to do this too. Sound. See? It's only halfway. So carefully, without sliding the screen, I want to bump the volumes way up. I just do that on all of them. Okay, we're out of here. We want to get back to the camera. We could go to the gallery, or you can get to the gallery from the camera. This is a short little video checking the audio and the picture quality of the LEMX smartwatch. So when you tap it, it lets you pause it. When you double tap it, it's not doing anything. On some watches, double tapping will expand it. With 2 fingers, nope, you can't zoom it. Maybe if it's playing. Let's try it again. This is a short little video nope. Checking the picture quality. You can scoot it forward and backward. Checking the audio and the picture. But you can't zoom the image, apparently. That's too bad. Here's a photograph we took. How about this? Double tap. Okay, it expands it. Double tap again, and it expands it even more. So you have 2 levels of zoom here with double tapping, but you do not have pinch and zoom capability. There, that answers a lot of you guys' questions. You keep asking me. Try that on every watch if we can. And that's the overall camera app. When we get into gallery, that of course is what we were looking at. Basically, there's the pictures that you can then select. Then there's the music, which is your onboard music player. Same thing as what we saw when we were scrolling across with the music player, only here they're listed, I guess, so you can pick them out. The sound recorder, well, you already heard the audio, so I'm not going to belabor this, but this is a sound recorder. You can record your voice, and file managers where all your files live. And of course, you can transfer the videos, pictures, or sound recordings by simply connecting your wire to the back and hooking it up to a PC or a Macintosh and transferring that way. However, word of warning, it's not the normal way. So watch an upcoming video that's going to show you how you have to set the watch up to be able to do file transfers. Otherwise, you're going to think it's broken, and it's not. It's a new implementation in Android 7 on how you do this. Look, I've hardly used anything right out of the box, and I've got 10.85, almost 11 gigabytes of space available that I could put in custom watch faces in the clock skin folder, or just about anything I want to. Or, as we were talking about, you've got your pictures and your videos and all sorts of things in there too. Okay, so that's our file manager. Your heart rate monitor is separate now. Instead of it being part of a fitness thing, see, it's attempting to check. It's turned the diode on, and of course you need body contact for that. So, big thumping heart. You know, if you just want to tell somebody you really have feelings for them, just go into the heart rate checking and flash your watch in their direction. They should get the idea. And it pops in my heart rate immediately at the date and time, which are incorrect because we haven't set it. And then it adjusts. This is typical of most all of these. What I would recommend is you don't go with the one that flashes first because it's still normalizing to your pulse rate. You give it a little while, and it's either going to go up or down, probably up to 10 beats. So I'm really at about 80, 81, not at 88. But anyway, that is something you can do. When you take your finger off and it's not connecting, it continues to give you a heart rate reading, which is unfortunate. I really don't like that design. I've barked about it a lot. It should come back with either 0 or error. It shouldn't be taking the reading of thin air. So with that said, I would use grain of salt on the readings that you get from the heart rate implementation on this watch. It's not the LEMX. It's all of these. Very few have a good heart rate monitor. So play with it is all I can say. Fitness now. This is the new implementation of fitness we first saw on the, what was it? Well, it'll come to me. The Amazfit. The Amazfit watches, remember those? They had these colorful ways of showing you the fitness things you can go into. And they've implemented that or ported that over here. And you have all of these different sports, including rope skipping. A drawback, and again, it's not part of the LEMX, it's part of all of these, is this fitness implementation on the things that look like you should be able to use GPS, don't tie into GPS. So an outdoor run or an outdoor walk, when you activate it and you hit go, by the way, you could set goals and stuff. It should be flashing something on here for acquiring GPS, but it's not. So it's doing all of its data based on just your step count alone. Delete. And that's it. So we're still not yet to the level of having the sophistication of a sports fitness watch in an Android watch. We just got the shell. The next step is to integrate it with GPS. Weather is weather. That's just going to be your typical weather report, and we got to be online for that. Voice search, I think, same thing. Yeah, you got to sign in. That's the Play Store. Voice search. I'm pushing too much. You're offline. To use the next time you're offline, you have to install the latest language pack. And you could actually use it offline as long as you're not trying to get something from the web. Like if you want to launch fitness or heart rate monitor, things like that, you could do it with your voice, but you got to have it all set up for that. The Play Store, the Google Maps, and then Assistant. This is where you get into the connected to your phone mode. The first part is where you got to scan the QR code and do the connection. Then after you're connected, you can use this as a remote capture button to take pictures from your phone, control the music on your phone, or find your phone and make it make a noise. As long as you have the app installed and at least running in the background, it will do that. And that is all of the stock apps that are here. So what do you do if a young lady comes up to you and says, so how big is it really? And you know she wants it in metric. Well, fortunately, you've come to Mr. Tix, where we can tell you exactly how big it is. Across where the camera is, 56 millimeters. Yeah, from top to bottom, 56 millimeters. And across the tiny little, looks like about 1 millimeter button, yeah, about 57. 56, 57 millimeters for the absolute diameter, and the screen itself, 2.03 inches, translates to about 51 millimeters. Yeah, how thick is it, she asks? I mean, you want to know? Yeah, it's 18 millimeters thick. And of course, how heavy is it? What does it weigh? In grams, please. Our overbright screen here. Let's see, I'm going to put it, because we want to measure it with the bands. Wow, can you see that? 95, no, it dropped, but that's because this fell. 91, I think it was, 97. There. Come on, one more time. 95 and a half. It's washed out on the camera, but 95 and a half grams. Anything else? The bandwidth, sure. The bandwidth, in case you want to replace it, is 30 millimeters. Let's look at the leather bands. Oh no, it's coming in lower. If right here at the edge, it's about 27. You still look confused. I'm not sure you're really comfortable with the size yet. Okay, we could take a couple of minutes to compare it to some of the other watches. That's the LEMX. This, as you've seen, the LEM4 Pro, right? Another big watch. But what about, say, the TicWatch? Okay. This is my own metal band. I've put on the nice silver newest TicWatch. Wow. All right. How about that one? Anybody know? Yeah, the Galaxy Watch. Yes, we are going to review it. The Galaxy Watch, the 42 millimeter, which is the one really appropriate for the ladies. Haven't even turned it on yet, but there it is. There it is. Wow, big difference in sizes, huh? And then there's this one, which you guys haven't even seen yet. Slick, front-facing camera, full Android watch for the ladies. That size versus that size. It's a big watch, but it's awesome. When you have it on by itself, outside, doing whatever you're doing, you can't miss it. Clear, easy to read, nice. Okay, that was mean, I gotta admit, comparing this huge, nice, beautiful watch with ladies' watches. So what about men's watches? Here's the LEM7. How does it compare there? Here's the LEM7 on. By the way, it's morning now, and I got different lighting, so I'm giving you all sorts of different looks. Okay, if I pull it underneath, there. Okay, LEM7 and LEMX. Now we're kind of comparing, they're falling all off, apples with apples. We've got the two different sizes of LEMFO watches. It's still a big watch, but this is comparable, again, to what you'd find in our typical Android men's watches. There's the i6. Remember this one? IQI, i6. That's what it looks like with the big bezel with the numbers all around the edge. And again, side by side. Significant difference. This is going to be a really easy watch to see for those of you who might be visually impaired. You'll be able to read news articles on there. And this is the S99C, which is basically the same as the KW88 from Kingwear, but this is the ZGPAX. And there you go. All right, one more thing to show you to whet your appetite for coming back for our full review. Check this out. I put a SIM card in it. Right now it's getting 3G. When I move around, it pops into 4G, get full bars, and data connectivity. AT&T in the USA on 4G. Come on back and learn more about that. So, impressions of this watch. I like it. I really do. It's a big watch. It's going to be a big watch. If it's your only watch, well, if you're a big guy, you're in business. If not, you're a lady, or a child, you might have an issue with this one, but you could also use it as a pocket watch. I'm serious. The bands are removable. You'll have the little thing right here. And if you put the pins in and you put a little strap around it, you could use it up on your upper arm, like people put their phones up there, or strap it to your ankle or around your waist, wherever, a headband, yeah. It's possible, like I said, to make this simply a pocket watch. So that's available to you too. We're going to come back. We're going to be talking about the camera, looking at that. We're going to talk about how you tether this thing or connect it with a wire back to your computer so that you can exchange files back and forth and put in custom watch faces. We're going to load it up with some custom watch faces so you can see how they look with the flat tire. Can they work? Can they work just right for you? And a lot more. So hang in there. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you haven't yet visited the Watch Support Forum, head on over and take a look. You can set up a free account if you want to actually converse with people or download firmware for any of the different watches that are supported. Round Android Watches Pro Boards is the location to get there. And of course, check out all the goodies we've got here that you can download and all of the different watch faces that are being created for Round Android smartwatches. And if you want to pick this thing up, like I said, right now, I got 2 links for you. One is the official LEMFO store at AliExpress, and you can pick the watch up there. The other one, if you want to, stick with something and are set up with, is Amazon. Amazon has the same kind of listings in there, and you can get Prime shipping and all of that stuff. So check the show notes, AliExpress, and Amazon. Using the links we provide for you really helps us out and helps them out, so we can continue getting these watches. All right, we've got more coming. Please subscribe if you haven't. You'll be notified when the videos are up, and I'll see you again soon.